Thorne is going to be handing in his application to the DLP. Now the thing is, so I mean, people are all quite divided about this. There are some people who said I thought he would have gone independent. Some people are happy that he joined the DLP. Of course, the people in the DLP are upset that he left the DLP. Poor Ralph. Poor Mr. Thorne. Everybody wants him to do their thing. And so we want to discuss it tonight. Plus, we don't know, will the DLP even accept his application? I don't know if it's automatic that he is now a member of the DLP. What let me hear from Kimar before Caswell, because since Kimar just came on. Kimar, what are your thoughts about that? Can you answer any of those questions? Is he automatically a member of the DLP?
Unfortunately not. His membership has to be taken to executive. As it states, the current president and the general secretary has they control at least 6 votes apiece. Based on the structure, along with others who have been elected by the general membership, the party who vote for executive council members, and they have to decide if they're going to accept the application or not. So there has to be an executive meeting at the party, and then deliberations can happen on if they say yes or no. So it's still not final or automatic.
Well, in political parties, when you were a member of another political party, you have to get permission. Like, for instance, if you, Marcia, have not been a member of the political, it might not necessarily be automatic for you, but it's an easier process because they don't have to forgive you your trespasses and thing. But Thorne, because he was a member of another party that opposed the Democratic Liberal Party, his matter has to go to the executive. But
not totally. All members have to go to the executive for vote. There's no one has the automatic.
No, but you don't get the kind of rigors for people who were not in opposition to the Democratic Liberal Party. I just left school and come out there. It goes in the executive just sign off.
The current president had a smooth sailing in when he joined from the Barbados Liberal Party.
No, but he got signed sailing because he was a plant. Anyhow, go on.
Yeah.
They trick the Dems into taking him. Here we tell you. I am convinced of that.
So you're saying that the process is not as Kimar is saying that there's a process that he has to go through, or is it Mr. Franklin saying there's a process that he has to go through, and there's a voting. So can you imagine if they did not they might not want him there. They might say, well, we don't want him in the party. What happens then?
Somebody's. Go ahead, Kimar. You go first.
I would say that it would not be a wise idea to reject the application, but I guess the powers that be would have to know what are their intentions for rejecting it. If they do reject it, they refuse a seat in Parliament. And I remember being a situation where the Prime Minister offered to seat, not that she had them to offer per se, but there was a perceived bungling at that opportunity. I know they come and do it again as it relates to the public relation aspect. That would not go well for the party and the state of the public. Opportunities like this don't come so often, and where I listened to Mr. Thorne today saying that he didn't come to lead, he came to help. And if people are constantly reaching out to help, and it's being perceived that the powers that be are refusing that help, then when it comes to being an elected, the party being elected to Parliament is going to be really difficult. So I want to perceive that as wise, but I guess um, the members will have confidence in elected officials to make the right decisions, and if they make the whatever decision they make, I hope it is in alignment with the people. Because if it is not in alignment with what the people want, the party will suffer the repercussions of that decision.
Yeah. The problem
Yeah.
here is that we might have some people in the party who don't understand politics. A political party exists to get government, to become the government of Barbados. It exists to to represent people in parliament. If you are not in parliament, you are nowhere. It don't make no sense. So Ralph Thorne gives them the opportunity now to be in parliament, right? And being in parliament means that the state will provide them with money to help fix the headquarters and stuff. Because right now the place running down because they don't have the money. Political parties finance their operations from the contributions of MPs. So each MP pays about 5% or so of his salary into the party's coffers. So when you, for instance, right, you got 30 seats now, all 30 will pay 5% into the Barbados Labour Party, and each senator, even though he only gets about $1,500, he pays his 5% too. When you're in opposition and you are not in parliament, those 5% you don't get. You just get zero of those 5%. So at least going into parliament, they can get 5% of Ralph's salary, and the stipends paid to the people in the Senate. All right, if those people join, well, Walters is already a member. I don't know if Tricia is a member or she's just somebody that Ralph had the utmost confidence in,
Yeah.
because I have the utmost confidence in her. I don't
She's,
know if she's a
she's a
member,
member. She's a member as far as I know.
but I don't know. But I just said, but I would have picked she, and if I had to pick somebody, if he said it, I would have gone for her first because she's an excellent choice. So what happens here now? Because Ralph is in the house, that $150,000 will now go to the Democrat Labour Party, because the way these people interpret it, that it's if the party runs an election and you get some, you get a seat in parliament, then you get the $150,000. Well, the party run the election and they got a seat in parliament, so they're gonna give the DLP that $150,000. So right away, Ralph is bringing $150,000 a year into the Democratic Labour Party. He has then put two other people of the Democratic Labour Party into the Senate. And that is what they established for, to get in parliament. So why would you not accept something like this, especially when a person who has just burnt his bridges in the Barbados Labour Party? But I don't think he had any bridges there, because they were actually trying to blow up the bridge beyond it and campaign against him in his own constituency while he was a sitting member. And having not indicated to the party, no, I'm not running again, so let somebody come out here like Eddie Hinkson was has done. He said he ain't running again, right? So there are people down there trying to see if they can get the nomination. So I don't understand what they're doing, because Ralph is an asset, and he's a bigger asset, a political asset, than any other member of the executive of the Democratic Labour Party, because he has good capital. He has something that each party needs: a seat in the House. So they need Ralph more than Ralph needs them. So I don't understand why there should be a problem. They should be out there, so with doors wide open, arms wide open, and happy to have Ralph and thanking him for coming and that kind of thing. The problem with Ralph and them is that the Democratic Labour Party and the Barbados Labour Party, they have a particular structure which has a, like for example, the party has a chairman, which and the Dems call this the president. The chairman chairs meetings of the council and the and does what they call housekeeping stuff. You know, it is administrative work. It is not political leadership. The political leadership of the parties always fall to an MP, a member, not only a member of the House of Assembly. So automatically, being the only member of the House of Assembly in the Democratic Party, if they accept him, Ralph will become the political leader and basically the spokesman for the party. That is not Ralph's doing. That's the Constitution. And some people might have that because there was a vacancy for a political leader. And the role of political leader got devolved onto the president because he was there making political leader speeches. You know, but there was a vacancy, and you know, nature abhors a vacuum. So he filled the spot. But the spot is not going to be filled by Ralph. So I don't know if some people are saying, well, he can't come in and come to the top. You know? But there's no law against it. If you look at, I think it was St. Vincent, some years back, Mitchell, he got a seat in the Grenadines, and the government was, but Parliament was split evenly, and he had one seat. And he approached the governing people and said, well, look, if you make me prime minister, I would side with you. And they said, no. She went the opposition. He became prime minister then, because then they had one more seat than the last government. So it is the fellow with the seat that got the power. These people here ain't got no power. They just talk now. Ralph has provided them with a golden opportunity that they cannot refuse. If they refuse, they are actually, that will be another nail in the coffin. All you got to do now is to get the little device that you put the coffin on and let it down. They need Ralph.
Kimar, thanks, Mr. Franklin. Kimar, someone is saying here, Mr. Hines is saying that he has a seat for the next 2.5 years. Yes, max. If the Prime Minister allows it, and saying it's not a good move then for the DLP. Do you agree with Adrian Hines that it's not a good move for the DLP, saying if the DLP decides to accept him, it would not be a good move for the DLP? Do you agree?
Right now we want momentum and resonance, and Ralph offers that as opposed to what is the current offering. No, I'm not here to criticize the current offering. However, I'm here to suggest that Ralph gives a higher probability of resonance with the public as we speak. 2.5 years is at least $300,000, and some to rally you for the next year and to prepare for election. So if the current offering can produce $300,000 right now to help a party that is struggling financially, well, go ahead. You know, so you have to weigh the probabilities, the possibilities. Nobody in the DLP has a seat right now, and here is somebody with the seat who can give you an opportunity to run and win some seats, and then somebody else, because there is a possibility that Ralph could or could not be successful at the polls in Christchurch. And who's to say that somebody else got to emerge when they win the seat next election? But what I'm saying right now is that political parties are supposed to take the lead from the public, and that is why scientific information, like doing polls and doing analysis, real-time analysis, is important, because you can see exactly what the people want. From my estimation, and just speculating and speaking broadly, majority of the people say that they want Ralph Thorne to join the Democratic Labour Party, right?
Right.
And if, as a political organization, and you continuously make decisions that go against the will of the people, then you'll be punished at the polls. So we need to start looking internally and start having such pride because we need Barbados Labour Party or we need Democratic Labour Party, the great, that the people have to accept what you're spewing out. They don't have to, right? And it is time that political parties do what the people want and not what they want, right?
Yeah.
This is the first step to showing the public that we are in agreement, that the DLP is in agreement with the public, in lockstep with the public, and we would actually do what the public wants. Because I don't want to come across as a criticizing, but we've had times where the public was looking on to the DLP and decisions were made that were adverse to what the people wanted. And the parties paid for it. And one example of that could be when the name was changed on the Barrow Auditorium. That didn't go on well with the public, right? So you don't want that type of public car going on. What you want is unity. What you want is a coming together of the voices in the party. And what you want is to create the notion that the DLP is coming together as a strong institution to help govern the affairs of the people in the near future, right? So you don't want the public going on thinking that the party is tone deaf to what is supposed to be done, because when you get in power now, that tone deafness becomes worse.
Worse, yeah. But Kimar, can I say that the last time I heard Dr. Ronnie Yearwood say anything publicly about Mr. Thorne, he was welcoming Mr. Thorne to the Democratic Labour Party. In fact, he was calling him. That was last week, Sunday, after the crossing of the floor occurred. So, I mean, to date, everything publicly that hearing it from him out of his mouth. And so, like Calvin, I am saying, why are we assuming or thinking that they might not accept him? What is it that makes us think that he might not? I know I asked the question because people are asking, but if we look at it for what it is, publicly, Dr. Yearwood has said, "Welcome to the DLP." Why are we thinking that he might not accept him? Not him, but the executive might not, you know?
Well, to answer Adrian's question, he asked if the members should not have a say. I agree that the members should have a say. And the members have been having a say publicly as to what they think should happen. Not everybody has to agree with the position. Again, this is the public position now taken by the General Secretary of the party that Mr. Thorne does not speak for the DLP, neither the two senators, although they're two DLP members. Again, some persons criticized it and saying that they could have left it out. They could have not said anything. Some persons said, well, very few persons I saw say, well, they needed to say something. So when the application form goes into the where it has gone into the party, whenever the executive meets, the executive will vote according to their conscience, because nobody's supposed to corral anybody as to how they should or should not vote. But my support is for Mr. Thorne. My vote, if I had a vote, because I'm not an executive, would be to accept Mr. Thorne. Right? So yes, Adrian, the members should have a say, and they have been saying openly that we should accept Mr. Thorne as a member of the party.